Alright everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the introduction video because we're going back into Dwarf Fortress. Now this is the first episode. This will show up basically every time you start. You know, it's telling you the basic stuff here and basically the most dangerous animal in the area and then strike the earth. Okay, so what I did straight there is I hit tab twice. I'm going to pause. Every time you hit tab, it shows up a different thing. This is like a mini map. I find it absolutely worthless. I've never used it ever. This is the command menu. This is extremely daunting for new timers. I understand that, but most of the time you don't use all of it. So okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm moving around with the arrow keys. Moving around with the arrow keys is how you'll observe the world around you. Now, the vast majority of you who've never played Dwarf Fortress, I'm sure this looks just mind-boggling. But let me just give you a quick overview. So this is the wagon that we came in on. Here are the different dwarves. Each dwarf has a different color depending on what their function is, right? So the expedition leader, the miner, the carpenter, that sort of thing. These little things imply the trunks of trees. This is water. And the arrow downwards is a slope, and if it's blue, that means there's water is there. So you see how these little green signs, it doesn't matter if they're a dot, comma, or whatever, that means grass. If it's white, that means or a different non-green color, it means it's stone. And now to look around a little bit, you can shift, oh god, right arrow. I'm sure that is a weird button to explain. It's right above the Alt key on my keyboard, so if that helps. I'm going to explain maybe a little in depth at the start, because I find that a lot of people have no idea what Dwarf Fortress is. So hopefully this helps. And if you're not looking for an introduction video, it'll get better the longer it goes. An explanation video. It'll get better the longer it goes. My apologies. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of mining. You see, these are those little ponds above. We don't want to dig into those. So we're gonna, there's our wagon. I don't want to go too far away. How big is this? Maybe we want to, yeah, actually I like this starting up here. It's stone, so it'll be a little bit more difficult to dig into, but I think in the long run, this is just a good idea. Now, when you're designing your base, from the very beginning, what you want to keep in mind is is some sort of defense, right? Because eventually your base will be besieged. There's no doubting that. Eventually you'll come under attack. Would that be by goblins, which is kind of the standard enemy for the dwarvish faction, or elves, that's also a common enemy if war gets declared on you by them or some other combination thereof. But what I'm going to do is this is just going to be a long hallway, and probably eventually I'm going to wall off and make them go around if we end up taking that route. So you don't need to worry about them digging in after you, because basically dwarves are the master diggers. None of their races really do it. That's the gist of it. So your fortifications as such, unlike in RimWorld where people can invade you from behind, you'll get those clever attackers who throw grenades at your walls or whatever. It's not necessarily a thing, or just at random natural walls. There are enemies in this game that can blow up doors and the like, but right, we're gonna let it play for a little bit, and it's gonna start off very fast. What I did right there is there's a list of, oh god, let's see if I remember. Yeah, there we go. A list of hotkeys you can do. Let's change name, entrance, and zoom there. So F1 starts off as being exactly where your main wagon is. So another thing I like to do at the start, this is a relatively new thing from when I stopped playing, is you want to pen and pasture your animals that require sustenance, like by eating grass. So that's what I did right there, because unfortunately, at least the last time I played, the animals were too stupid to eat grass off the ground if they weren't pastured. So Cats, thankfully, are not those types of animals. They'll go around. They'll find a way. They'll live off the food themselves. So, you see, our woodcutter there is going around chopping down trees. So what that means we can do is, so B goes to building, capital C. That's the wrong thing, actually. W, and then C. BWC is for the carpenters, and that gives you a list of different ingredients. I usually just go whatever's the top at the start. Ooh, what's masonry? Oh Lord, there we go. M. It's been a little while. So this is how you produce things. How you produce doors. How you produce beds. Basically everything you need for a life as a dwarf. So doors are really important because the vast majority of creatures can't break them. I know that sounds like very abusable, and it sort of is, but there are creatures that can break them. And if not, and even if they can't, they'll just siege outside your base. So, you gotta be prepared, either prepared for the long haul and able to self-sustain underground, or, or you gotta be able to fight them some sort of way. Now, there's a few ways people do that. The most common way is by traps, and that can be cheesed as well. We'll go over that at a later point. So what we're doing here is we're making beds. Dwarves that don't sleep on beds will get mad. What do you want? What's up with you? Nothing. Okay, that was just he got confused. And we're making doors. Do we make a door? There we go. So what I'm doing here is I'm going building, door. Move it around like that. Dolomite door. Place down right there. And what my other dwarves are doing at the moment. Oops, sorry. Like I said, it's been a while. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Is it N? No. E? There we go. U. So what my fisher dwarves are doing, yep, they're over here fishing. So I tend to so when you're setting up a fortress, I would heavily recommend setting up somewhere with a brook. It's free water, it's fishing, that sort of thing, or a river or a lake or something like that. But you want a place without an aquifer. That means if you don't have an aquifer, it means you don't need to worry about digging down into a layer of water, which can pretty much staunch your progress of expanding anywhere. So I either like to go to fishermen, to herbalists, or anything like that. The downside of fishermen is you do need somebody dedicated towards cleaning the fish and making it edible, that sort of thing. Let's see. Already got the doors good and going. So let me explain this. These are rocks. Dolomite walls, it doesn't really matter what they do. It's just it's a colored rock. And limonite, oh god, it's an ore of iron. They added that, I don't remember that. So I'm sure that's really good. You want iron. Without iron, if you just get, for example, just a copper ore, an ore of copper, you're kind of screwed. Let's see, hematites. That rings, I think, is that copper? Am I crazy? Another ore of iron. Oh my god, we're so lucky. It's so nice to get that. It sounds unfortunate, but a good way to get around that is if you don't have iron or whatever, just trade for it. You get caravans at the end of seasons, from dwarves, elves, humans, basically all the non-hostile races. Not sure if you can get ones from goblins if you're not at war with them. I doubt it. And there's a bunch of mods that add in a whole lot of different stuff too. But we're just playing the vanilla basic at the moment, so we don't need to worry about anything too crazy. So okay, what I'm doing here, this is not a long-term solution. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna make it so the dwarves, as they're mining, to set up the base, we're going to have them have a communal barracks in their hallway. So they're not sleeping under the rain or outside, and they have somewhere to sleep. They're not going to be happy about it, so it's not a long-term solution, but it's a temporary one. What is that? What's the cat running around? You got something in your mouth or something? No. So let's see. Let's see about any animals we have. So a peregrine falcon, a bonar, and a chinchilla. So nothing dangerous at the moment, thankfully. No lions lurking about, but nothing we'd really use a hunter for either. Now, personally, I've never very much cared for hunters. I think hunters are they're a pain. They don't bring much food back, and they always get killed every time there's a siege, I swear. They are always out, and you always lose like 3 dwarves. I swear. So that's not my favorite thing. So okay, so here we go. Once they finish digging up here, I'm gonna have them dig staircases downwards to lower sea levels. You can see that on the bottom right. You see where it says 149. That's the level our fortress starts off at, and I'm pretty sure it can go all the way down to 0. I don't know if it can go down lower. Never got to that point. My fortresses either tend to stall out and become boring by the time I'm that far along where I could without worries, because there is, stuff down there, or I die. So that's also a likely thing. So here we go. Dig a big old staircase, because we don't, just like in RimWorld, we don't want people colliding into each other, because it slows things down. And I'm pretty sure small hallways also mess up the use of mess up the speed, basically. And you see at the bottom it says cancels give water needs empty bucket. They're fine. It's just that they're standing on the ale tile, so it takes a little while for the computer to figure it out. They don't need a water bucket. They don't need to give water. Nobody's injured. Top right, we have 2 idlers, the carpenter and the woodcutter. Okay, we can do something about that. What do we need? Barrels. Barrels are good for just about everything at the start. They store food, they store drink, they store a whole lot of stuff. So that's what we're going to have him doing. We're also going to have the woodcutter, if I can figure out, there we go, how to do that. T. So to move it quick like that, you hold shift and you hit one of the arrow keys. There you go. We're going to have him cut down some more trees. Microclimate's another type of rock. It's just blue. Nothing really special about it. Okay, so I dug downstairs there. From now on, we're going to be digging up downstairs, which means basically the dwarves can go up and down. Dig down to 140. Because if we dug up downstairs on this level, that means they could get up there. And if they could get up there, that means the enemies could get into our fort by walking up these ramps and into it that way. Which, I mean, in the long run, it'd be pretty cool to fortify up here, move all those ramps, and set up a nice base. But that long run, if you get stuck too much on defense at the start, I know I said defense is important. If you get stuck too much on it at the start, everything else slows down drastically. Because you're gonna want to get your dwarf's rooms, set up, a lot of stuff. All right, so this is the part where we basically just mine and do regular stuff for a while. He's just going to be making doors for a while. He's going to be making barrels and then beds. So what we could actually do is I'm going to set them on repeat, and basically that means he's just going to make them ad infinitum forever. We're going to do the same for him, but we're also going to have him make, might be interesting for him to make some, so let's see. No, not bookcase, not altar. I don't know what altars do. Make some thrones. Just for a future dining room. They can take a long time to make enough of. So doing that, just makes things a little bit easier. So we're not gonna make our first living floor down at 140. It's probably gonna be, we'll do 144, I think. So let's do a little bit of designing, huh? Let's do that. So actually, I got a question for you guys. Would you prefer I have the Dwarf Fortress music on? I usually play without it, but if you'd prefer it on, just let me know and I'll put that bad boy on. So these are massive hallways, by the way. The vast majority of people do not do hallways like this. Also, I'll be honest, the vast majority of people don't make rooms like I do. A lot of people just give them little jail cells, but I've always found, wait, is it a good idea to make the first, let me think, let me use my brain. It's been a while. You know what, we're gonna do it because honestly I'm gonna go with the thought, if they make it in to the main staircase, it's basically over anyways, so yeah, whatever. Let's keep going. So all you really need in a bedroom, if you want to be, like a Stalinistic dictator, is a bed and a door. but I found that it tends to be, I don't know if this is just, you know, mythology in the game, but I found dwarves tend to like it more when they have more room and more furniture. So that's why what happened? Oh my god, I did this side wrong. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Ooh, there we go. So what I just did there is I made it so you could do priority digging. Whoops. Do not care what priority this is. Oh my gosh. Good lord. Good lord. Here we go. Is it 3? Yes, it is. So what I'm going to have in each room eventually, actually I'm going to change him off of, I'm going to change him, oh no, I did it wrong again. Off my game today, my man. I'm off my game today. Alright, so here is the basic living quarters. And unfortunately, it has to stay paused while you're doing this, so we can't, you know, have gameplay going on in this. But I like to have at the very start, we're going to take that off. F, cabinets. Cabinets and beds and doors. That's what I'd like to have in the rooms. Long term, beds, cabinet, doors, chests. I don't know why. That's just what I've always done. It can become a big hassle farther down the line, though. So it's always good to living. Always to get prepared. Another thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get all this stuff inside into storage, because it doesn't look like there's any animals that do it now. But like I said, farther down the line, there are critters and creatures that will steal your things and fly off with them. So let's get that after we finish this. It's going to be a bit of digging. The weather is cleared. So another interesting thing about this game is that there's a unlike, you know, humans who get cabin fever, dwarves will get like sun sickness, right? So if they spend too much time underground, they'll get so used to it that going outside will make them sick and basically worthless, and they'll throw up and it'll make a mess out of the place. It'll be just horrible. You don't want it. You do not want that at all. Let's see what we got down here. Oh, so these are all these weird symbols here are, I hit K by the way to look at things, are just like are different types of trees, right? And this stuff here is leaves. And this is just the tops of them, because if you go down, you see the trunks usually only take up one, but the farther up you go, the more wood there is there. I seem to recall in the past, this was hellish by the way, was that each tree was like one log. That was a long time ago, thankfully. That was not a fun time. Oh god, that's when you had to like, god, could you even grow trees? I don't even remember. I can't even grow trees. I don't think you can. I think I'm mixing up RimWorld with Dwarf Fortress right now. But yeah, it was a struggle. So one advantage, I was talking at the beginning how I was building, I was digging into the stone here. You can see, as opposed to building down here in the dirt, building in the dirt takes way less. Digging in the dirt takes way less time. It doesn't give you anything, but it's way quicker and like way more productive. So we could have had all this stuff built already, but I think, see, look, they're already skilled up. And another cool thing is, even though I only gave them novice miner skills, you see they've skilled up the skilled miner. They also have different, you know, what I would describe as miscellaneous skills. I turned off all the combat and labor ones there. So he's an adequate poet, adequate speaker, adequate dancer, dabbling persuader, negotiator, judge of intent, intimidator, that sort of thing. So it's a cool little thing they've added somewhat recently too. Now let's go down on the right. Let's go down on the right side, down all the list of things as we go. So announcements. This at the moment isn't very important. I never use that. A. B is your entire list of building stuff. We'll go over that as this session, this game goes on. C, civilization. This is almost useless until later. Designations, that's how you designate mining, upstairs, all that different stuff. Unit list, that's how You know, you look at your citizens, your livestock, your others, and your dead and missing. Not that we'll have any of those, am I right? Military, we'll go over that at a later point. Points, routes, notes. Don't mess with that. Burrows is, so if you get attacked, you can set an emergency burrow for all your dwarves to retreat to. We'll show that at a later point. Stockpiles, this is how you stockpile things. I feel, you know, all these we'll go over at a later point. I think that's the gist of it, right? Set orders. This is an interesting one. You can tell them what to do, basically. And there's also like a management table, so rather than having to go through this, each individual, you know, one like this, you can just, from like a central location, give out everybody's jobs. Talking about Stalinistic dictators. Okay. So here we go. This is the gist of the game. And I have a question for any of you potential viewers out there. What would you prefer? Would you prefer I show me doing everything and then show it happening? Or would you prefer me showing me do everything, pausing the video, and restarting it once it's complete? The cat just adopted somebody. Not particularly important. We're gonna give our first room to the expedition leader. You know, let's be good guys. Let's be good guys, and we'll give him his own cabinet. Look at that, a dolomite cabinet in his bedroom with giant clumps of rock in it. Just, you know, giant clumps of diorite, massive. Those weights I don't think translate over to anything human. By the way, it's just something strange. Oh my god, that cat is fast. So yeah, would you rather me show me designate everything like I did, talk for a little bit, cut, and come back, or just go through it all? So we're actually, just so I can get an answer, we might leave it off at that. I don't know though. We might. Let's just go for a little bit longer. Let's go for a little bit longer, just so you get a little taste of what sitting through all this would be, because Dwarf Fortress is a really nice chill game at the start. There's not a lot of stuff to do. That sounds bad. There is a lot of stuff to do, but I don't know how to explain it. There's a lot of stuff to do, but it takes a little while. That's a good way of describing it. Not everything is completed at once. It's not like your modern day games where it's instant dopamine spreading through your veins every moment of the day. No, sir. No, sirree, Bob. Takes a little time to get the enjoyment out of it. And I do think that's better for video gaming, personally. I think getting the instant rushes of dopamine all the time kind of lessens the impact. Also, what I'm going to do here is to make sure my miners only mine. Oh Lord, how do I do this? Okay, there we go. I'm going to turn off their hauling, so they will no longer haul. They won't bring things around, so they're stuck on their task of digging in the mines. They won't leave. They're forever stuck in this in the Underdark. Sorry if you can hear me drinking. I'm gonna be heading out. Well, not heading out. I'm gonna be doing something else frequently. So, and frequently in a little bit. So, hence the drinks. Let's see. Keep putting cabinets down. Doors. Okay. So what this is right here, you see this little weird symbol. These are gemstones. Gemstones are rare groupings of, gems, obviously, you can find in certain layers of stone. Gems are worth more than stone, obviously, and you can clear them up. You can make them pretty as opposed to the rough things they are now, and then you can either attach them onto crafts, or you can sell them directly to merchants, to get some profit and buy more useful things like weapons or steel or other cool stuff like that. We're gonna give our miner a home. Congratulations for digging out this stinky place. You get to live in it. Oh, one for you as well, Mr. Datan. Okay. Now, one thing I'll say is, at the moment, none of this looks very pretty on the map. or for the dwarfs. So in the future, what we're going to do is we're going to smooth all the stone and engrave the walls. Just, you know, make it look a little nicer. Can't have things looking ugly like, you know what I mean? You picking up what I'm putting down, friend? Pal, buddy. There we go. Another room opening up. Bunch of these bad boys. So I found these cabinets. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. It keeps, like when dwarves change clothing, if they don't have cabinets or chests, sometimes they'll just drop them on the ground, and they're still owned by them, but they'll just leave them scattered about like a teenager, right? But giving them cabinets or chests, they tend to store them away, and you won't look around the fortress and see, oh, here's this clothing owned by this dwarf. Why is it in the main staircase? Oh, who knows? That sort of thing. Cabinets, there we go. No more. How's our catch looking? Anybody got any? Ooh, is that a catch? Mussels. Somebody's got some mussels, my man. Did you do anything with them? Or a fisherman carrying anything? Oh, there we go. Here's a bunch of stuff they're carrying. Raw mussel. Raw mussel. Rotten raw. Oh, no. Oh, no, they've been messing around for so long. Their food's gone rotten. Can I get an RIP for the boys in the dwarf fortress? The fortresses of dwarves. So, you... Carpenter, what are you talking? What are you doing, woodcutter? Okay, so yeah. While the woodcutter isn't cutting any wood at the moment, that's totally fine. He's basically the designated peasant. He's running around carrying stuff, putting doors in, that sort of thing. The most interesting tasks a trained woodcutter could possibly do. And for that, congratulations, Tobal Fickoldalter. You have a room. Your promotion has just come in. Congratulations. And not only that, a cabinet. You're welcome. You're welcome. Don't thank me. Thank your fellow dwarves. The miners, Unib, Limal Kathur, and Datan Sibra Katast did this kind task for you. And look at this man, by the way. This is something that totally frustrates me. Our expedition leader, Mason and Poet, has decided he shall travel from the outskirts of the fortress down into its very depths to pick up a rock instead of walking, 30 squares to pick up the same type of rock right next to the beds. He's thinking with portals right there. It's a big brain move. Not everybody would understand it, but he's got the high IQ. He watches Rick and Morty, okay? He understands what he's doing. Don't mock him. All right. Let's put some more doors down. That was a strange trend. I don't know where that came from. Just mocking Rick and Morty fans and Rick and Morty, just for the giggles. I guess. I find Rick and Morty actually pretty interesting. It's just, at least in the original days, the Rick and Morty fan base. You have to admit it. Like, come on, be honest. It was a little toxic, right? Some of the stuff they posted. Now I don't know if it was all jokes. It could have been. It could have been an epic 4chan prank to gaslight the Rick and Morty community. I doubt it. But come on, they were a little bit up their own, buttocks, so to speak. All right, we're getting pretty close to cutting the video here. I've got to head out and do some things, but tetrahydrate. I recognize that. That's the copper one, right? That's copper. Come on. That's not that. Where's the tetrahydrate? Where'd you find the tetrahydrate? Oh, there's gold nuggets. Gold in them there walls. Okay, well, you didn't find tetrahydrate, but you found gold. Okay, whatever. Well, I gotta head out, do some things. I'm sure. Oh, you can see in the bottom right there. I'm a little late to something, but I wanted to get this video out. So thanks for watching. If you like it, give me a comment. If you want to be a named dwarf, give me a comment. Anything else like that, give me a subscribe if you liked it. I'm looking forward to making some more of this because I find this game really interesting, and hey, I think a lot of people want to learn it and watch people play as well. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.